As a scientist, I can tell you that Sundays are only 24 hours long. But with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get every game every Sunday all in one place. That's upwards of 30 hours of NFL in one day. How can there be 30 hours in 24 hours, you ask? I have a theory. Magic. New users get NFL Sunday Ticket for 8 payments of $34.50 per month. Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for other market games excludes digital-only games and commercial use. Terms and embargoes apply. Availability varies.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Life gets easier with great assists, and State Farm is here to dish one your way. Get in touch over the phone or on the app to get the teammate you need. State Farm with the assist. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability and eligibility vary by state.
Gatorade is the #1 proven electrolyte blend designed to hydrate better than water. So you can lose more sweat and raise your game. Gatorade, is it in you?
It's here. It's finally here. And I know what you're thinking. Summer's gone. It's time to talk football, but no.
49 degrees this morning. I love that. I love that for us. This is what we all wanted.
Me and you have a different definition for we. But no. Biggest news in Chicago right now, Culver's is selling a Vice Lord burger.
No, I missed that.
Yeah. It's on their menu.
Hey man, don't play with my emotions. You mean I'm fit to be able to get a gyro cheeseburger at Culver's?
You can go right into Culver's right now and get a gyro cheeseburger. But the nasty
Do we
part
have to
about
finish
it,
recording this podcast right now? Can we do this tomorrow?
no, we had to finish today. We got to put the put the horse in front of the carriage, not the other way around. But
If I leave this podcast and ain't no more gyro cheeseburgers and no Vice Lord burgers left, I'm getting them Vice Lords on you. I'm gonna drop your location, and the whole 290 gonna slide on you. The entire 290 is coming down the slide on you.
boy, man, that shit probably nasty as hell, boy. It's overly trash.
You know, I like a good Culver's burger, but I don't know. They might be too gentrified to make a Vice Lord burger. They
That's
probably too
exactly what it
gentrified.
is. They done stole the hood. They keep trying to make money off the hood, man. You know, that's supposed to be a Sunny sub, Stony sub, shit. You can even get that at they can even get that at JJ's. That's supposed to be for them.
Let me tell you one of the best places to get your Vice Lord burger from. Bring your pole with you though. 79th and Vincennes. It's a great place to get it. Just make sure you watching your six. Don't let one of them young dudes get you. I done seen people get got out there. It gets active out there. But 79th and Vincennes, that's a good place to get your gyro cheeseburger, your Vice Lord burger.
You know why I get active?
Why?
Because everybody across the street putting their rent money in
you talking about the currency exchange?
money order. Yeah, that 24-hour currency exchange.
I done seen people get
Everybody
beat out their
right
money
there.
over there too.
Yes. It's been a lot of like, God damn, right on that corner. It's for over 20 years. It's been crazy right there. them Simeon boys used to get flooded. They come down Vincennes and they get beat out. They beat out their gym shoes and everything else right there. Everybody on the first of the month, you go over there trying to get your money order to pay your rent. Nope, caught you. Boom, boom, boom. Your boy. Back in the day before we had iPhones and all that, when the man was still out in the parking lot selling the bootlegs. And he's still out there. Motherfuckers still sell bootlegs in this day and age. It's crazy. That's how
Who's
Chicago
finding them?
is.
What are you playing a bootleg on?
I don't have a DVD player. I have no idea. I don't even have a CD player. I don't know what, but he out there. He out there trying to get that money. But he sell oils too now. He sell oils. You got to diversify.
I like that. Diversify your portfolio.
I'm waiting for him to get them fruities and chews. Get them fruities and chews. Get your game up. You're not a real hustler in Chicago unless you got that za and some fruities and chews. You gotta have both.
Don't forget your ice cold waters. Sell them in the summer day. You got to sell that water for $1.
That's a good hustle, man. Good hustle. Why them bucket boys don't be hustling like that? They just be like, hey, pay me for this weak ass beat I just dropped that you didn't want to hear. Give me a water or something, shorty. Get out the way.
Competition on Stony Island off the expressway, it done got intense. I mean, the Venezuelans, one of them started spraying my window. I didn't even ask for it. Then he stuck his head inside. Like, I had my window open. He put a dollar. He's in there like this. Get your face out my. I could be an ICE agent.
You should have told him that. Seeing how fast he can run.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Ain't nobody selling dollar waters no more. Because as you said, it was 49 degrees this morning. Football is back. So let's play a game. Big deal or little deal? Jaylon Johnson's injury. The Bears, about 2 hours ago before we started recording this, they released their first official injury report. We got on this report, we got Josh Blackwell, TJ Edwards, Roschon Johnson, Cal Monungai, Devin Duvernay, and Dominique Robinson. But we're going to talk about Jaylon Johnson. He was listed as a limited participant in practice today, and all signs are pointing towards him playing week 1 against the Minnesota Vikings. Is this a big deal or a little deal going into this game where he more than likely be matched up against Justin Jefferson?
It's a big deal. Whenever you got your best corner and you don't know if he's going to play, it's a big deal. I think he's trending towards playing, but being a limited participant and then not having, any training camp, you gotta believe he's going to be on a snap count. So I don't know how much Jaylon Johnson you're going to see. Maybe he's out there 50% of the plays, but you're going to see a lot of Nashawn out there. The only good thing is Justin Jefferson probably be on a snap count. I don't think he's participated in training camps as maybe the opening week of training camp. He's been out with that hamstring for a majority. I don't think he's played in preseason games, right?
No, I don't think he played in the preseason. I do think he returned to practice. But I'm uncertain about how much practice he was doing, especially with the team. He probably was just doing some on-side work, but we'll figure. I'll find that out later in the second part of this episode. Well, you did bring up Nashawn Wright. Nashawn Wright he was on a practice squad in Minnesota at one point, wasn't he?
He was their 3rd round pick, so he was a high draft pick of Minnesota, and then he was released. I think he spent some time in Dallas. And I think he had one other stop before landing here. So he was a high draft pick of theirs.
So he should have some familiarity with Justin Jefferson and how things get down in their offense. Scale of 1 to 5, your comfort level with Nashawn Wright and Jaylon Johnson being the primary guys following Justin Jefferson Monday night.
I'm never comfortable with Justin Jefferson stepping on the field opposing any corner. I'm just going to be honest. I think Jaylon Johnson, I think he's a tremendous corner. But Justin Jefferson is a guy on that fast track to the Hall of Fame. I mean, right now, can we agree that that's going to be a gold jacket guy? Unless something crazy happens the rest of his career.
No,
that's a gold jacket guy, right?
I'm not calling that yet. This ain't the NBA where you can just call it after 2-3 years.
Well, I'll call it. He's in year 6, year 7. This is a guy that's probably going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Whoa. It's that long?
Yeah, man.
5.
No, he's been this is year
5. Hold on.
Hey, time is flying. We getting old. Look him up.
Shit. I ain't got time for this, man.
Yeah, we getting. Hey, I was made aware of it too.
Wow. That's it's not really cool.
This is year 6. He's already got
Okay, year 6.
7,400 receiving yards. Year 6. Just completed his 5th year.
If he can do another 5 years, 5 seasons the way he has done it. Yeah, 5. If he can do another, in fact, I'll give him this. If he can do another 3 seasons the way he has, on this same, averages, I can agree he's a future Hall of Famer. Let me tell you his career against the Bears. So against the Chicago Bears, Justin Jefferson has played. He's played in 8 games. He has a 7-1 record, 50 catches, 685 yards, 3 tutties. So I saw DraftKings, they had his over-under at about 85.5. What would you think if let's say the game plan is exactly the way that you said it's going to be? You got Nation, Spelling, Jaylon Johnson's on the pitch count. How confident are you in taking the over for Justin Jefferson?
85.5 receiving yards. Man, if Justin Jefferson plays 80% of the snaps, I would go over. I mean,
okay,
yeah, especially because I think Jaylon's going to be more limited than Justin's going to be. So I would go over.
Keep going.
I would go over slightly, but yeah, it's Justin Jefferson. I mean, that guy pretty much rolls out the bed and gets 80 yards, right?
You expect Jaylon Johnson to have a little bit of a ramp. He didn't have a preseason, right? He didn't have a preseason. He didn't have a training camp.
No.
He didn't have an opportunity to callus his body.
Callus his groin.
We were joking about that.
We called that
we
one.
We did call that one. We said, hey, man, wait. I hope you're not on freaky time again, bro. Because what kind of lower body injury? You just can't say leg injury? They said they were very ambiguous about lower body. Okay. He said it was a freak accident. So
probably key emphasis the word on freak. We know what Jaylon likes to do in the summer. He told us. And we're not making fun of anybody's addiction. We're just being realistic. I mean, he needs support. I'm gonna leave that one alone. But he needs support.
And yeah, Wayne will go a long way of supporting that man in his recovery. I hope he did not have any relapses or anything like that. But we do need that. I'm gonna say pause on that front. We do need his groin to be calloused and to be ready to get down and be that all pro corner that the Bears are depending on.
We need his groin to be chasing Justin Jefferson's groin, mirroring Justin Jefferson's groin. Wherever Justin's groin goes, I need Jaylon's groin right there. No Diddy.
Thank you for that, because that was definitely necessary. We needed to get that no Diddy out there. All right, second one. Big deal or little deal? Braxton Jones was named the starter at left tackle.
When you say big deal or little deal, I'm trying to measure how I respond to that. I want to say big deal because of the way Ben Johnson. Did you see the Ben Johnson press conference addressing left tackle? Did you see it?
I did.
The big deal to me was not that a veteran beat out a rookie. You called it. You said and I think I initially said Ozzie, and then I said, well, it's a Monday night game against a complex defense. I'd rather have Braxton. But it wasn't exactly a vote of confidence when we heard. I mean, Ben Johnson said we didn't have anybody grab the bull by the horns. He's coming along. It wasn't like a full vote of confidence in Braxton. It was like maybe the other guys didn't do what they had to do to push him, and he's the best that's remaining, and he's the one that's done the job. You would have rather somebody win it with confidence, and but I guess, well, we don't know. I don't know what's Kyron Amagachi's purpose on his roster serves. We spoke about this before. That seems like a wasted third round pick. Don't ever draft a nerd offensive lineman, as you would call him.
We got too many nerds surrounding this squad. We don't need no more nerds.
You got to say, Payday was right. Don't get the nerd offensive linemen. Go get the ones who are somewhere eating corn in the Midwest Go get those guys from Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State. They don't even do their homework. They grab a nerd to do their homework for them and they just show up on the practice field. I don't need a smart offensive lineman. I need a mean one. And I need one that can recognize a blitz. I need a Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's what I need. I need a bull elephant. So, it's a big deal because it just didn't seem like a vote of confidence. And you're protecting Caleb Williams' blind side.
And to piggyback what you were saying about how the tenor of that press conference, the Bears' bye week is week 5. There's no reason to believe that there isn't a switch at the bye.
But who are we switching to?
Guess if you give the rookie or the undrafted rookie, and speaking about Theo Benedict, if you give them a little bit more time to get their act together, get more comfortable being a left tackle, and Braxton doesn't, if he's not healthy, he's still not healthy, and he's out there being the same average mid Braxton that we've always known him to be, then there could be a switch at coming out of the bye, going into that game against the Commandos.
Here's the thing. When you're switching, are you improving? You got to think about this one thing. I'm sure, you know football, and I'm sure you've looked at both starting the list of starting quarterbacks and starting left tackles in the NFL. Guys don't usually get misevaluated those two positions. Basically, if you look good in college, they're not letting you out the top 10 to 15 picks. You don't see a lot of starting quarterbacks in the NFL that weren't drafted in the first round. As you can see in our division, there's not one quarterback that is not a first-round pick that's starting. And I think in the NFL now that 20 of the 26 starters, something like that, in the NFL are first-round picks, and the left tackle mirrors that. So, okay, you switch into Trapillo, a guy who was more of a right tackle. He's a big guy, a mountain of a man, but you got to have nimble feet at that left tackle position. So I don't know if putting Trapillo out there is the best trajectory for him. And Theo Benedict, if he was really good, he wouldn't have got to you in the undrafted pool. So it's a slippery slope. And I think the best thing the Bears can do is they're going to have to address this left tackle position via trade or via addressing a first round pick. That's the only way to solve left tackle. Otherwise, you're going to be in this position every year, a revolving door of guys battling in training camp with nobody, quote unquote, taking the bull by the horn.
5 captains were named for the Chicago Bears this season. That's 3 less than they had last season. Is this a big deal, or is that not a big deal?
I don't think that's a big deal. I think the captain thing is a overrated, kind of relic of an idea. I mean, I'm not saying I'm against team captains, but I don't think it's a big deal. I guess Jaylon Johnson, of the guys from last year who were on the team, Jaylon Johnson, DJ Moore, and who else isn't the captain? I think those guys were captains last year. Cole Kmet, and they're not captains this year. Do I think it's a big deal? No, because I think those guys are still, leaders. Although, I mean, I never thought Jaylon Johnson was a vocal leader. I guess he was very instrumental in the revolt against Matt Eberflus that we heard about last year. So I guess he is a leader. Maybe he should be a captain if he was instrumental in getting Eberflus' ass out of here, because that is one of the best things the franchise, I think, has accomplished. And I think in 10 years, we'll look back at, the Ben Johnson era, if it's still going, and we'll be like, this was a pivotal moment in the turn of the Bears culture. So I think it's a little deal. I don't think it's too much. I think those guys are still leaders. And I mean, the locker room will choose the leaders, whether the coaches pick a captain or not. So
yeah, the DJ Moore thing, it didn't bother me. Jaylon Johnson, even though he's probably the best player on the defense side of the ball, right? It didn't bother me either because he wasn't there all preseason or all camp.
Yeah.
For his leadership to be shown. Cole Kmet, it never made sense to me that Cole Kmet was a captain, to be honest with you. And when you draft his understudy, possibly, maybe his replacement,
it's probably
the writing's on the wall. The writing's on the wall. There's no reason for you to be a leader. I mean, to be a captain, if the first draft pick of the new regime is your position.
I think one guy who has very good captain intangibles, this is the guy I would love to be the captain, but he just can't. Jaquan Brisker, I think he is a spark plug to the defense. You saw how the defense performed when he was here versus when he went down. He brings the physical style, he brings the high energy, he's vocal, and he backs it up. You know, shout out to him. Tyreek is another vocal guy, but sometimes he don't always back it up and make the smart decision on the field. I would love to see Jaquan Brisker, but like you said, it's probably a thing where a combination of being a vet, combination of your position, because Caleb was automatically a captain, but he's a quarterback. Your starting quarterback has to be the captain, right? Doesn't matter how young he is, how old he's got to be your captain. So I think it was a thing where Ben Johnson named the guys, like you said, who were there. He's in the first year of his regime, and guys that are veterans, because the captains were Kevin Byard, Grady Jarrett, Caleb Williams, and who was the other captain on offense? Was it Tooney?
Yeah, Joe Tooney.
Okay, and the special teams captain was Cairo Santos, right? I mean, the captains made sense. I don't think. Does a football team need 8 captains?
No. Well, I think the Vikings have 8.
They got 8. Because I think the Patriots.
I think they do.
I think the Patriots used to only have 3, right?
I don't think you need more than 3. And the reason, I know you said
one on offense, one on special teams, right?
Right. I think you said that the whole captain thing is a bit of a relic in this day and age. The way I see it is like when you name captains, you're naming the guys who are you as a coach. You're naming guys who are your extension to the players. Like, I'm going to say what I need to say, and that I trust these guys to be my liaisons, my guys that go and enforce what needs to happen.
The message, yeah,
exactly. The things that get said when I'm not in the room. These are the guys that still carry the message, and these are the guys who are tone setters. These are the guys who's going to maybe not so much lead by vocal. Shout out to Grady Jarrett, because he said that's not really how he rolls. He's more of a do it. Just watch how I get down and get in where you fit in.
That's surprising to me because Grady talks. Grady motivates me to want to get out there. Mm-hmm. So that surprised me. Like, you listen to Grady talk, and he's one of those guys that motivates you to go hit something.
Right. And then again, just saying it that way, you can understand that why Eberflus and them, and this is no dig at Eberflus, having eight captains didn't really make any sense. DJ Moore, in the last episode, you said he's just more of a standoffish. He has a resting bitch face. That's not necessarily what you want from a captain. You know what I'm saying? Even if that's how everybody really feels.
And he says he's not really a talker. He said that several times, and he's never been a rah-rah guy talker.
And even Cole Kmet, even though I don't think Cole Kmet is more so of a rah-rah guy, he was one of those guys who was vocal about, yeah, we're not really getting coached. Yeah, we're not really like doing
I did like that.
Yeah. I mean, so he tells, he ain't cap. He don't cap when he talking, right? But it ain't the right time for him to be a captain, as we already spoke.
And Mercedes, I believe, was Mercedes Lewis named the captain last year for Eberflus? Or is he just
Please don't.
I think Mercedes Lewis was the captain too.
Oh my God! Please don't. All right. Those are our news droplets leading up to this game that we have on the 8th Q. Monday Night Football.
Finally.
Right. The Bears are popping the cherry on the NFL season, 2025 NFL season, on Monday Night Football, ESPN, wherever you can get that game, because NFL games are all over the place nowadays. I mean, you got to have every app and cable, damn near. Hey, sidebar. We thought we had it so good. And then what happened was all these companies, they figured out like, hey, you know what? These motherfuckers, they are addicted to one thing and one thing only, and it's sports.
I only had cable for sports.
Exactly.
I only had cable. How many apps right now do you got digging in your pockets just to watch football? I got smacked over the head twice last month with stuff that I forgot I signed up for. I'm like, Fubo TV, Hulu, Prime.
Mhm.
What is this? Because I went and borrowed somebody's Amazon Prime. Them people are clutch. The people that share their password and their app, you are clutch.
I'm only still paying for Netflix until the Canelo fight. Once that happens and that's over, I'm gonna stop paying for that until the NFL comes back on Netflix around Christmas time. I'm gonna save me $50 just for those 2 months. I just bought my Sunday ticket yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my daughter for her student email. That was clutch. Get the student pricing. I'm probably going to get the NFL Plus again this year because I like the NFL Plus. It's a really good app.
No, you tricking off
NFL Plus,
football season.
Well, with the NFL Plus app. Well, see, you can't. Where else can you watch the game on Friday?
Yeah. Now YouTube is showing the game tonight, right?
YouTube's showing the game tomorrow. Friday.
Okay. Tonight's game is on what app?
NBC, I think.
Okay. So Peacock, right?
And that, yeah. So, but it's crazy. If you got regular TV, you got the game on NBC, but there are some Peacock exclusive games. So you're going to have to have that when it's time. Yeah, man. And all this to say is, man, pour out one for Stream East. Pour out one for them. Man. We're gonna let some balloons go for Stream East. Meet me on 79th and Cottage, right where Happy's used to be. We're gonna let off some balloons for Stream East. They took down one of the OGs in this game.
Damn. Not another one.
Man, Stream East. See, why are we talking about having to pay for all these sports? Stream East was a hero.
Hey, we gotta start. When we find these gold mines of these free streaming sites that come up, and they come up every year, don't go putting them on your Facebook page and your social media so the feds can come get to them. There's got to be word of mouth passing.
I hate that. I'm tired of the dry snitching on social media, man. Y'all got to cut the crap, bro.
Word of mouth.
Cut the crap.
Listen, people,
man.
word of mouth on these free streaming sites with the movies and the games. I'm tired of them getting taken down.
Yes.
One of my favorite
kids,
ones, I can't even remember the name of it. I was going to watch the Canelo Bud fight for free, like I've been watching all the other MMA fights. They got to it. It got too big. Stop posting on your social media.
Mm-hmm. But in any case, the Bears are on ESPN playing the Minnesota Vikings. Last 5 matchups between these two teams, they've 4 of them been won by the Minnesota Vikings. I already told you earlier, Justin Jefferson has a 7-1 career record against the Bears. Minnesota's bringing back 2/3 of their top 3 offensive producers, while the Bears are returning all 3. Q, scale of 1 to 5, where's your confidence level for the Bears in this game overall?
Scale of 1 to 5. I'll be honest, I was feeling a little pessimistic, and I was going to switch my prediction to the Vikings when the line dropped. We heard about a lot of Flores, what his defense is going to do. Braxton Jones isn't 100%. And no matter how good Tooney, Dahlman, and Jonah Jackson have been in their careers, they still got to develop that chemistry together. They're veterans, but it's nothing like when the live bullets are flying. But I was comforted by one thing. Ben Johnson been giving Brian Flores the belts. He has been giving Brian Flores the belts.
Yeah, Ben Johnson has been very successful. He's been very successful, not just against the Minnesota Vikings defense. He's been kicked the defense of this entire division. He kicked them up and down the block the last few seasons. So, as you said, 4-0 in the last 4 games against that Brian Flores defense, and he has been and they've been putting up lottery numbers. Sidebar. I gotta go play I don't play the lottery, but I gotta go play it now. I mean, it's way too high. The numbers is way too high. I gotta go get that.
Is this the $8 billion night or something ridiculous?
I think the next draw, $8 billion. Come on, Q. Come on, bring it back down. The drawing is Saturday. I think it's at 1.7 Bs.
If you win, you got to do one of 3 things. I'm requesting you buy the Bears you buy the Bulls, or you buy the White House seat. Just pay Trump to get up out of there.
He'll take the money too. He'll
Pick
grift
one
it.
of the
He'll take
three.
the money. Should I save the country or should I save Chicago?
Save, you know what? You put it that way. The answer is the easiest.
Yes. You know what? The answer is super easy. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a Jet 2 holiday. That's what I'm going to do.
Save Chicago. Screw the rest of the country. Don't forget, Wisconsin is part of the country, and so is Green Bay.
Ooh. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. You know what? Yeah, they stuck with 47. I'm saving Chicago. What's most concerning, Q? Braxton at left tackle again against this Brian Flores defense, or Jaylon's injury against Justin Jefferson, as we talked about earlier?
You're putting me on the spot. Man, you are putting me on the spot. Man, that's a tough one. I'm going to go with Braxton Jones' injury because I think you can mask what's going on with Jaylon Johnson better than you can with Braxton Jones. Dennis Allen is going to scheme up multiple coverages. They're going to bracket Justin Jefferson. And I'm confident if Briscoe and Bird are both healthy, I'm confident in our safeties. I'm confident in Kyler Gordon. I even have some confidence in Tyree Stevenson. So it's definitely Braxton Jones, especially with the Ben Johnson not vote of confidence, and the fact that I think that's who Brian Flores is going to target, and he'd be crazy not to. He's going to test Braxton early and often, and I'm sure he's going to throw multiple looks, multiple schemes. He's going to be lining Greenard over his side. He's going to be lining Van Ginkel over his side. We're going to be testing, and then they got Hargrave too. They're going to be giving Braxton Jones multiple looks. They're going to want to see how that ankle moves. They're going to want to see him defend against a bull rush. So it's Braxton. It's definitely Braxton because Ben Jones has been putting belt to Flores' ass. But one way to wreck a good game plan is to harass the quarterback. So I'm going to go with Braxton.
Yeah, I think I agree. For one, I've read you off the numbers for Justin Jefferson. He's been successful. 50 catches for 600 some odd yards, 680 yards, 3 tutties. That's not. Yeah, I mean, but those numbers aren't really. When you know how. They're not. They're not. Especially when you consider
game, right? 7 games. You said
I don't even think it's that. It's not even that much.
7 or 8 games with 600 yards.
8 games.
That's about 685.
Right.
It's not backbreaking.
And no, especially when you consider the type of receiver he is. He is a backbreaking receiver.
8 games, he could easily put up 900 yards in those 8 games. So he hasn't really destroyed us.
Right. He hasn't. He hasn't had the guy that really had our number last season for this squad was Jordan Addison.
I know that because I was the beneficiary of a Jordan Addison game in fantasy.
Jordan, I think in that game, I think I had him in one of my leagues, and I had him on the bench. I was receiver heavy. Because you know what? I remember one of the stupid leagues I play in, with my homies on the Friday show I do. I'm in a league with them. I've won it last 2 seasons. It's a real stupid league. Everybody in there, they still draft like it's the 90s. They gobble up all the running backs. They draft quarterbacks in the first round. My homie, my cousin Tate, you know what he did? We just had our draft. It's free money. You know what he just did? He drafted the Pittsburgh Steelers. He drafted the Steelers defense in the 5th round. But that's not the point. That's not the point. Not the point. And they'll tell you all up and down that they're fantasy gurus. No, you're not.
No.
The point
Pittsburgh
was
be the first defense I draft.
They're not in the 5th defense you draft.
No.
What are you doing?
And I think they're a solid defense, but I'm not taking no defense as to see Lamar and Joe Burrows 4 times.
Exactly. If you're going to reach for a defense, it's obviously Philadelphia. They got to see cupcakes twice, 4 games this season. But anyway, I had all the wide receivers because they draft like it's still 1995, right? So I had Jordan Addison on my bench, and he was doing work, and I never started him at all last year. So yeah, I had nowhere to play him. Nowhere to play him.
You couldn't even get a good trade for him.
I said, hey, look, I got receivers for sale. Somebody be like, yeah, I'll trade you somebody. I'm like, and then the offer be really whack as hell. I'm like, bro, I don't have to trade nobody. I'm good. Y'all stole all the quarterbacks in the first round. I'm running with Dak, and I'm whooping y'all ass with Dak. So I don't care. I'm good right here. But Addison's out. I think. Let me go back to this injury report. On the official injury report for the Vikings, they got Jaylon Naylor. Also, he was a full participant in practice on Thursday, so he's trending like he's going to play. But we know Addison's not going to play.
Yeah.
That should help the defense out. That should give Dennis Allen and his guys. Kyler Gordon, he's also on the injury report. Actually, Kyler Gordon's not on the injury report, so we're good there. So, no, he's not. He's not there.
Brisker not on the injury report because he had left practice last week.
No, he's not on the injury report either. So yeah, that'll help the defense to be able to focus, be able to key in on Justin Jefferson, keep those numbers down. So yeah, I agree. Braxton Jones is the biggest concern out of those two. Even though I'm confident that Ben is not going to do the dummy that Eberflus did. Well, not Eberflus. I'm not going to blame it on him. They'll do the dummy that Shane Waldron did and leave guys on an island where they're obviously overmatched. Obviously overmatched. I don't believe that's ever going to be the case. I believe we're going to have, so we got two tight ends that can block and catch. There's no reason why you ain't got some chipping going on. There's no reason why you don't have a back sitting back there to help out and possibly chip and get into the open space. And we're we're going to scheme up some quick action plays to fill the gaps that are created by blitzes. I know we have competent football professionals on calling the plays this time around.
Not only the confidence of the play callers, I feel confident with, okay, Flores, you want to blitz. We get this to our hot read in space, you're going to pay. Guys like Luther Burden, DJ Moore, even Rome, Zacchaeus, Loveland as Wills, I don't think you want to keep those little short dump offs getting these guys in space. I feel confident in that. And that also, we got guys that got run after the catch. Even DeAndre Swift.
I like that you said DeAndre Swift. The Bears need to win the line of scrimmage, but the Vikings last season, they were one of the best run defenses in the league. Ben's Lions were also one of the best rushing attacks. Scale of 1 to 5. How confident are you that the Bears can impose their will on the ground against these Vikings?
I am about a 2 or 3. And I don't think they need to overwhelm the Vikings at the line of scrimmage with the run game. I think the Bears just need to be able to have a threat of a run game. They need to be able to just get positive yards. That's it. I know the Vikings upgraded. They got Hargrave, which was an excellent acquisition. They picked up Hargrave, Jonathan Allen. Good veterans, even though Jonathan Allen isn't what he used to be. They added to a very strong defensive line and with very strong linebackers. So I don't expect us to try to go out there and run for 130, 140 yards against the Vikings. You don't have Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery and Penei Sewell. So just be competent. Get me 90 yards on the ground between Monungai and DeAndre Swift. And I think the threat of the running game and the competency will be enough to give us a balanced attack and accomplish what we need to accomplish. So not too confident, but I think we'll be okay with where we at going so we can move the chains.
I am going to say I'm going to go above 3. In fact, I want to say 3.5 and cheat it, but I'm going to say 4. We brought in Joe Tooney. We brought in Jonah Jackson. We brought in
Dahlman.
Drew Dahlman.
Yeah.
Our interior line was, I'm gonna just say it. They were getting bullied last year. They was getting their pockets framed, right?
A lot of scrimmage was moving backwards.
All game, every game. it wasn't a good atmosphere to develop any type of run chemistry or to obviously definitely can't win the line of scrimmage. So now with those guys in play, I feel way more confident that we can find the alley, get to the second level, and have some type of rapport to at least give to make Brian Flores say, hey, we can't keep blitzing because these guys are gashing us every now and then on the inside runs. We're gonna have to keep Van Ginkel home. We're gonna have to keep some of these. We got to bring maybe Hunter got to come down in the box. And some of these things gonna have to, some of these things are going to benefit the passing game.
Back for another year. That is crazy to me.
Hey, he's still one of my favorite DBs of all time because
he's still productive. But that guy was,
I don't know how.
That guy was there when we were kids.
Hey, what if he's the first? What if White don't crack now? What if he's also beating Father Time?
You want to know what's funny? And I think you made me aware of this. All these years, I actually thought Harrison Smith was light skinned. I didn't know he was. I'm not even being funny. I didn't know Harrison Smith wasn't light skinned. I think we were talking backstage, and I think you thought I was being funny. No, I was dead serious. I thought all these years until last year, I didn't realize Harrison Smith was white. And then I looked at images because he doesn't. Oh, man, I don't want to say this because it sounds ignorant. He doesn't play like he's white. I know. Listen, I know we've seen white safeties before. We've seen John Lynch, Adam Archuleta. The white safeties got a certain swag. They're like cops giving you unnecessary roughness. I mean, Harrison Smith plays physical, but he's smooth with it. John Lynch, he wasn't trying to be smooth in coverage. He was like, hold still, because I'm going to nail you.
Right.
John Lynch. I mean, so I didn't know Harrison Smith was white. I'm used to the unnecessary roughness and brutality across the middle from the white safeties,
Right. I feel you.
Stop resisting.
So like I was saying, I do think that they can be successful on the ground. Maybe not to the tune of some crazy what the Philadelphia Eagles were doing, but not also bad to the point where the Bears are one-dimensional. They can definitely pull this off and keep the Vikings honest. And like I said, and once we start manipulating that on the chessboard, Caleb, my dog, he's going to show out. We've been hearing a lot about Caleb versus the blitz, mostly because of this long drawn out battle at left tackle. But Caleb popped his blitz cherry already. You think that'll be an issue Monday, rather?
No, he's actually done really well against Brian Flores blitz. I posted the numbers on my social media. I believe 3 touchdowns, no picks, 90 quarterback rating. And you got to remember, Brian Flores is bringing them those blitzes usually in passing downs, second and long, third and long, when he knows coming. Caleb Williams has done pretty good against that blitz. And, Brian Flores blitz usually, it makes quarterbacks look bad. I don't know if you've seen the numbers, but he's done a number on Aaron Rodgers in particular with that blitz. But Caleb has actually excelled in that. And I think collaborating with Ben Johnson, I think he could burn those guys. I think he could burn them bad. And I already alluded to with the weapons and the guys and the athletes in space. I don't think you want your DB on an island with Luther Burden and no safety help. You don't want to do those zero blitz with these guys. Not with these athletes that the Bears have.
Last thing, JJ McCarthy, rookie quarterback. Do you call him a rookie, or is he just a first year starter?
He's a first year starter, but he's a guy who hasn't stepped onto the field yet. From the top with the numbers.
No, set it up. I got the numbers right here. Just set it up.
But Caleb Williams, he's actually been pretty good against the blitz. So, and having a whole offseason to collab with Ben Johnson, I can't see him not being successful again when Brian Flores sends those blitzes, especially with the type of playmakers we now have in space for the Bears.
Yeah, you posted this on your social earlier. When Caleb Williams versus Minnesota, 2 games last season, both lost both obviously. One was a very good game, the other one was poo poo. Versus the blitzes, he was blitzed on half of his dropbacks. In fact, more than half because 50.5%. His passing grade was 88.9. He was 27 of 39 for 308 yards, 3 scores, 4 big time throws. I don't know what a big time throw was, but he had, most important, 0 turnover worthy plays.
So I think the big time
I can't see how he doesn't build on that.
I think the big time throws are throws over 20, I believe. So he was eating.
All I remember is that dart he threw at the end of that first game where he put the team in position to be able to kick that game time field goal.
And then we blew it in overtime, right?
Terrible coaching.
Was that the T.J. Hawkinson with like a 40-yard catch or something and run in overtime for the Vikings?
Yeah, it was that stupidity from Eberflus, that eventually cost him his job in the overtime, which sucked because we should have won that game. But Caleb didn't have the best overtime that game either, though. So, but he had it. He was cold as hell in the second half. I
remember that.
I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, like I said, J.J. McCarthy, he's a rookie quarterback, or rookie or first year starter, however you want to phrase it. KOC, this is his first time with a unproven quarterback. Everybody calls him a quarterback guru, quarterback whisperer, whatever way you want to fluff the man, whatever. He's got an unproven guy this time around. Somebody he ain't never seen, who never been in the field. He ain't never got his hands dirty. He ain't nobody we can actually say that, yeah, I stood shoulder to shoulder. We ain't never seen him in the bullpen get tested, nothing.
We ain't seen him slide on no op blocks, nothing.
He definitely ain't sliding on nobody. This is his first time in action. I got full 1,000% belief that the Bears gonna do him dirty.
Make him uncomfortable.
Scale of 1 to 5 for that one. For me, I'm at a 5. I'm at a 5 for that. Scale of 1 to 5 for you. How do you think the Bears defense versus that rookie quarterback?
He's gonna be as uncomfortable as a neutron in the bullpen in a county full of members. Scale of 5. And with a full bag of commissary and everybody wanted. And he's standing there solo. That's what JJ's going to be like on that lakefront come Monday night. What you claim, JJ? That's what they going to say. What you got there?
He ain't from Chicago. He from some other, he from some boony, probably from Naperville, some bullshit. So they definitely going to test him.
He claims Chicago, and I think what did he go over to Wabanzi Valley or something?
I ain't never. If there's a valley in your high school, you ain't real. You ain't from the Chi.
No,
you ain't from the Chi. Nah, I don't honor that. If we
have parks in
never
Chicago.
Had real pizza.
Ain't no valleys in Chicago. There's parks.
Fuck out of here.
You got Parkway Gardens. You got Hyde Park. We in parks.
Morgan Park.
That's what we do. And it gets scary in the park after dark. JJ gonna find out.
It's gonna give. Yeah, he gonna find out. He's turning his lights out. Q, I need a score prediction.
I'm gonna go. It's gonna be a little bit of a defensive battle because I think both teams are gonna be filling each other out. I'm going Bears 24-17.
I actually got the Bears winning this on a walk away. I got the Bears winning by 10 plus. I got the Bears taking care of business. 31.
31.
31.
I like
31-21.
31. I like it. I like that. For the parlay players out there, which Bears you got scoring touchdowns?
I got Caleb getting in the end zone 3 times. Maybe not running. I got him being attributed three touchdowns. Maybe in Colston. Colston's going to get one of the touchdown scores. Definitely Rome. And I got the running game getting the other 2. DeAndre Swift and possibly your boy Monangai. Yeah,
I think Monangai. I think sneak for the people that want to do the long shots. I love Colston. I love the Colston one. You probably get some favorable odds with Colston. But If you throw some money on Manungai or Zacchaeus, I like those too. I could see one of those guys also getting in. You see Burden switch from 87 to 13 to 10.
His number is 10 now?
Yeah.
Good. Because I'm rooting for him because the last guy that wore 10 in this city, pretty trash.
Rest in peace, Tyler Scott. Luther Burden gonna keep his homie's
He wore
name
10?
alive. Huh?
He wore 10?
Yeah, Tyler wore 10.
Damn, I was thinking about your boy Mitch.
Was Mitch number 10? Damn, he was number 10?
Mitch was Mitch ass
wow.
nigga. Yeah, he was number 10.
I guess he was number 10. I purged that whole Mitch era from my memory. Me being a Mitch fan. That is purged from my memory. Long live Mitch, though. Rest in peace to Mitch too.
I don't know what y'all saw in that Mitch.
Hey man, we had to believe. We didn't see nothing in that Mitch, but it was our Mitch though. So we had to boost that Mitch up. It was one of those things. We could talk about our Mitch, but don't you talk about our Mitch, and don't you call him a Mitch either.
Squared up
Respect
after that.
my
That's
Mitch.
our Mitch.
Hey, I don't care no more. That's somebody else's Mitch. It's another man's Mitch.
Right.
I ain't worried about that no more.
Right. That's is he back? Yeah, he back in Buffalo. That's up in New York.
Somehow, I thought this was the end for Mitch, and somehow he won that training camp battle. But I guess that's because Buffalo don't really care about a backup quarterback. Because if it gets to the backup quarterback anyways, they season over with. So it doesn't matter who's there. So as long as they keep somebody who's cool with Josh Allen, going to be his jock strap and his water boy, whoever Josh likes gets to be the backup quarterback out there.
And you know what? It's a sneaky good play. If Josh Allen get hurt and they bring in Mitch, top 5 draft pick.
There you go. At that point, if you're not a contender, you might as well win the lottery. You got to do like OKC,
Exactly.
Set it up for play the long game. Don't be out there just winning 8 games. It's what the Bears have done in the past, costing us hella draft picks. I don't know if you remember Wanstead in '97 winning a useless game at the end of the season and getting 4 wins and dropping from number 1, the Peyton Manning year, to Curtis Enos.
I mean, we still could have got Randy Moss, but
Man, I was a kid. I wanted Randy Moss so bad. Yeah, you're right. They still could have got Randy Moss. Could have salvaged that. I wouldn't have been mad at Randy Moss being on the late front for a decade.
Yeah, like you said, if you can't continue, you might as well win the lottery. Shout out to Jerry.
Jerry.
Long live Reinsdorf.
Long live Reinsdorf. Unfortunately. I can't believe I repeated that. Poor Sox fan.
I mean, Bulls fans too. Well, even though he don't run the Bulls no more, but still.
No, he got one. He got his junior to do that. I don't know if we in any better hands.
Obviously not.
We need to get Ballman in here. What a great owner.
Hey, it's Paris. I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
You're tuned into Auto Intelligence, live from Auto Trader, where data, tools, and your preferences sync to make your car shopping smooth.
They're searching inventory.
Oh, yeah.
They find what you need.
They're gonna find it.
You can make a budget for your wallet to help you succeed. Pricing's precise and true.
So true.
It's smarter car shopping.
Ooh.
Just for you.
Oh, it's just for you. Ooh. Find your next ride at Autotrader.com. Powered by Auto Intelligence.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Healthcare professionals can lead their careers with LinkedIn. Discover jobs by specialty, preferred shifts, and even desired salary. From mental health therapists to radiology technicians, it's now faster and easier for healthcare professionals to find the right fit. Learn more at linkedin.com/healthcare. Side effects may include faster job placement, improved work-life balance, and increased career satisfaction.
With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
Dave, you're in the Bears den right now. How's it going?
Hey, I love to be here. Did I tell you that my dad was an avid Bears fan? And it irked him to no end that I became a Vikings fan.
I believe we did have. I want to say mired, just unrealized sports joy. I guess he wanted his boy to have that with him.
Right, but he did get it in 1985, obviously. And you guys also made the Super Bowl one other time when I was yelling at the Patriots for playing the wrong quarterback. But anyways, you have a title. We do not.
And for now, for 2025, we are on the path to try to get that next one, Dave. And it all starts week 1, Monday Night Football, my Bears versus your Minnesota Vikings. So, we've already recorded, and me and my boy Q, we've talked about the Bears' key to the games and how to win this already. But I want to hear from our opponent. What's the Vikings' secret weapon to win this game? What's something that the Bears need to look out for? But don't worry. I'm not going to tell them this just between me.
Well, that's going to point above my right shoulder. I've got a piece of artwork I made for Mr. Adam Thielen because we brought him in, and he has stepped right in. He hasn't needed to ask questions. He knows the offense. He's ready to rock and roll, which is great because we have Jordan Addison out for the first 3 games, which includes Monday night, unfortunately. Now, Adam Thielen, why I'm saying Adam, not that he's going to get the most yards. He's not. I suspect Justin Jefferson will do that. Justin Jefferson has averaged 100 or had greater than 130 yards in every one of his week 1 games in his career. I don't expect that to be diminished whatsoever. It's going to be an interesting question of whether it will be. Jaylon Johnson will have a big emphasis on that. But why I say Adam Thielen is, even though Adam Thielen went the last couple of years and went off to Carolina, he would work out in Minnesota during the offseason. And who did he work out with? He worked out with J.J. McCarthy. And because he worked with J.J. McCarthy, he helped mentor him, and literally he did. He would tell him, when J.J. had questions, you got to do this. When you need to layer this ball in a little bit better, you need to not do this, or you need to do that, or whatever it is. And they developed a good friendship, which is wonderful. And Adam Thielen not only mentored J.J. McCarthy, he also mentored Justin Jefferson. So that ability of having Adam Thielen there as the wise old head and being still productive is going to be that X factor. Because once we get down into the red zone, he's got hands like glue. He knows how to get open. He may not be the fast wide receiver he was coming out of Mankato State, but he still gets separation. And he knows how to. He's been around the block. And he's happy to be back. So I'm saying the X factor for Monday night will be Adam Thielen.
That's interesting because we all thought, I don't know about you, based on the artwork back there, you probably didn't think this, but I was a part of a large contingent of football fans that once Adam left Minnesota and went to Carolina, played with a rebuilding situation, and it was done. It was more so just compiling at that point. Maybe not compiling. That's probably take that as a pejorative, but I don't want to do that. More so just adding more to the resume, just putting the cherry on top, right? No, led the team in receiving yards both years. He was there. Now he's back to, I guess you can say, his unfinished business in the NFC.
He wants to win. He wants a ring. And he wants to do it in Minnesota.
Wasn't going to get that in Carolina. I feel him.
Mm-hmm.
I guess segueing through secret weapon in the game. Rank your level of concern with the offense being without Addison. And I'm looking at their injury report right there. It looks like Mr. Naylor, full participant. So it's just going to be Addison down. You got Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Naylor, TJ Hawkinson. So maybe I'm answering my own question. What's your level of concern on the offense without Mr. Addison?
There is a bit of concern because J.J. McCarthy developed a great chemistry through the offseason with Jordan Addison. It was spectacular. If you watched any of our joint practices and off-season clips and all the stuff, which I would doubt you would, but if you did, you saw that it's there. And it sort of had to be because Justin Jefferson was out with a slight ham tweaking, that soft tissue injuries. We hate them. But Justin Jefferson's ready to rock and roll. He's 100%. Now, am I worried that Addison is out? Yeah, a little bit, because I think the chemistry was there. I think it might cost us a touchdown in a game in the next few games. Do I think it'll cost us the win or the loss? No. But I think it will cost us a little bit of production, but not a terrible amount. And for him being out, I think it's going to turn out to be a benefit because we get Adam Thielen and we traded for him. So I'm a little bit worried because Jordan Addison's a very, very, very good wide receiver and would be a wide receiver one on most teams in the league.
Reason why in his career, Justin Jefferson, 8 games against the Bears, 7-1 record, 50 catches for 685 yards, 3 touchdowns. Not to besmirch Justin Jefferson, I agree with you. Best wide receiver in the league, and he's best, and he definitely deserves that title. But he hasn't done it to the Bears to that extent. Sort of like how Randy Moss was. He did all his damage against other people, which we appreciate. We appreciate it. But Jordan Addison, when the news came out that, he was going to have to sit down a couple of weeks, he definitely had, let's wipe that sweat off the brow. We can duck that one.
Well, do you know why that is?
Oh, I do know why he's suspended.
Well, for one, there is no other wide receiver that gets the attention that Justin Jefferson does in the league. He gets doubled and tripled like as a normal deal. Well, if you double and triple one receiver, that leaves everybody else one-on-one. You leave a wide receiver of the caliber of Jordan Addison one-on-one, it means doomsday. It means he's catching all sorts of touchdowns. And Jordan Addison, his first couple of years so far, I think he's had over 10 touchdowns each year. He's been very, very productive, and especially against the Eberflus Bears.
For everything that I say about Eberflus, a lot of it, we spoke about 85. 85% of it is not positive. He can't coach defense. But Jordan Addison, former teammate of Caleb.
Mm-hmm. Which is going to be interesting to see on the sideline. Their interaction before and after the game.
I need it to be only after the game. I'm going to need my quarterback. We got business to take care of. Let's switch over the other side of it gets talked about with the Vikings offense, especially with quarterback J.J. McCarthy, very, very decorated in college career. Justin Jefferson, also very decorated college career and a very prominent start to his football career. We talked earlier. Do we think that he's a Hall of Famer right now? Doesn't need to do anything else. I was a little bullish on that, but keeps on going the way he's going. He's going to be there. But on the defensive side, Brian Flores, Van Ginkel, Bernard, Harrison, you got a who's who of names. So with all those names and all the schematic thunder that Brian Flores brings, what do you think the plan would be to rein in Caleb and Ben Johnson's new and improved game plan for the offensive attack for the Chicago Bears?
We were debating this tonight on the Real Forno as well. Is he going to blitz? He generally blitzes heavily against young quarterbacks. That's why when we played the Bears last year, I think it was 50% that we blitzed Caleb Williams. But as a whole, the blitz rate went down 33% in 2024 than it was in 2023. And we still led the league in blitz rate. And part of that was because we didn't have the interior defensive line push that we do now, that we went out and bought with Hargrave and Allen. We didn't have that, so he had to mask that, and he had to bring Harrison Hitman Smith in, or Josh Metellus, or Cam Bynum, or whoever, the linebackers blitzing. And he had to shake that up. And for him, a blitz is technically 5 rushers. Well, that's normal for Brian Flores to have 5 rushers. But if Brian Flores can now back off because we have Hargrave and Allen at our interior defensive tackles, is that going to change things? Is he going to still get the same amount of pressure? You got Van Ginkel and Grenard coming off the side. You have our third string, our number 1 draft pick, along with J.J. McCarthy, coming up as well, our number 3 edge rusher. And is that going to be enough to leave our secondary in full coverage? Now, I will admit, our secondary is our weakness, specifically the corners. We have Byron Murphy, who plays outside corner, moves inside the slot. Pro Bowler last year. Good. Isaiah Rodgers, who we got from the Eagles, who's an up-and-comer, who will get his first full responsibility to start opposite Byron Murphy. I have no question about Isaiah Rodgers. I've watched him all summer. He's like glue. And then we have Jeff Okudah. The bust, first-round draft choice bust from Detroit. I wonder if Brian Flores is trying to do with him what Kevin O'Connell does with quarterbacks and revise his career. Now, he's still young. We still got him on, I think, his rookie contract, end of his rookie contract. And he's got some talent. He does. He's got the size. He's got the strength. He loves mauling wide receivers at the line of scrimmage, but he has some flaws, obviously, or he would not be on the Vikings. He would be still starting somewhere. How is he going to get to Caleb? I think it's just the rush. I don't think it's going to be the blitz. You're still going to see some blitzes, if that answers the question. I've rambled on enough. I forgot the question.
No, that's fine. I agree. I would not be shocked if they take the foot off the pedal, Dave, because you remember the second game they played, the Bears and the Vikings played last year, didn't blitz as much. But in total, both games, the math worked up to be like it was every other play. But in that second game, it was more so one guy getting his tail kicked, snap in and snap out. And you can get there without having to send so many extra guys. And that bold to be successful. But against the blitz, Caleb looked very good. He looked the part. So I have to believe that Brian Flores is going to take that information back and develop a play and develop a scheme based on the new additions you had and you have in the interior and some other assets you have. And you're going to make a game plan that is primarily trying to get back there, trying to do what the Philadelphia Eagles did in the Super Bowl, get home with your 4.
Exactly.
Maybe 5 at the most.
Exactly.
Yeah, because
now Caleb Williams has a tendency. Now, this is one of the things I was hoping you'd get to when I asked you the question. Caleb Williams has a tendency to, when he gets pressured, to try to go off script, like he's been so good in college. And he tried so much last year, and he holds the ball longer, and he gets sacked for deeper back. Because this is the NFL, you can't do that. You've got to be able to learn to, if you see the blitz, you've got to beat the blitz. And the way to beat the blitz is quick throws. Has Ben Johnson taught him that this offseason? Is that something you anticipate come Monday night?
They've drilled that in his head relentlessly this offseason. But I think that was also drilled into his head by the former quarterback coach and / OC / head last season, Thomas. I'm blanking on his last name. I'm deeply sorry about that. But that guy, because like I said, Caleb, against Minnesota blitzes, not anybody else, but against Minnesota blitzes, he looked the part. He had, I think, against the blitz, I have the numbers right here. He had an 88.9 passing grade against the Minnesota blitzes in the 2 games. 27 for 39, 308 yards, 3 touchdowns. No turnover worthy plays. Sorry. So for me, at least, he understands that against this team, and maybe there's a block, a mental block that is only this team that he sees it, and he doesn't see it with anybody else. But for the Vikings, I can't play that game. I gotta know my keys. I gotta know my hot reads, and I gotta get the ball out, and I gotta do it quickly, or I'm going to be very sore.
It may just be that. He may have learned that, hey, the Vikings blitz, oh my God, I got to focus on that this game versus the rest. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how well he does, because now, before it was always, he had to worry about blitzes from the outside for the most part, unless he had linebackers coming up the inside. Now we're hoping to get more pressure up the inside.
Of course. All right, Dave, we're getting close. Player to watch for a big game, you already pretty much said that was Adam Thielen. Other than Adam Thielen, I'm going to spin it on back. For the defense, to slow down this offense, who do you think is going to have a big
It's going to be Jonathan Grenard. He has been, without a doubt, leading this defense throughout the summer. He coined the phrase, more is required, and he's lived up to it. He's demonstrated it through his leadership. He's ranked his play, or I've ranked his play, has stepped up like 2 or 3 levels. And he was an all-pro last year. He has just been so dominant in the offseason. He will continue. He's going to take it personal to continue that this season. And he is going to be a nightmare for your tackles, without doubt.
I surely hope not, Dave.
I told you first, buddy.
Well, this has been fun. I really do hope that it is a very spirited game, very clean game, very entertaining game, but somebody's got to lose. And we get to the bottom of the score prediction time, Dave.
Well, I've seen a whole lot of 24-21s all across the internet. And most of the national media, believe it or not, are taking the Bears. Bears. The Vikings score 30 and hold the Bears to like 17 points.
That's interesting because on our preview show, that was the exact same score that I had, just reversed. I like the Bears. I like the Bears to have a 10-point, at least 10 points, 31, 21, 31, 17, something in that neighborhood. It's probably more fair that the game would be a lot closer just because I do think there are, you know, the old adage in boxing, you know, styles make fights, things like that. And I do think both of these teams, they have a pugilistic style to them going into this game. Bears are boasting as an improvement or as a strength, and play into a weakness of the Vikings and vice versa. I'm going to stick with my score, and I know you're going to stick with yours, but it probably will play out a lot more dramatic than that, Dave. I appreciate you showing up. Always a good time when you're around. I don't want to hold you too much longer. I know Thursday Night Football is on. So I wanted to thank you again for coming on. Good luck to you and your guys on the rest of the way. And always,
as you say, Skull Vikings.
Everybody else in the world, please bear down.
Thanks for listening to this latest episode from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan Channel. Don't matter if you listen to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or watch it on Twitch or YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend, hit the notification bell so you never miss a drop. And to all the guys from Chicago, we say three things. Bear down, go Cubs go, and sell the team, Jerry.